Hey, what is up guys? My name's Nate and welcome to a video showing you how I make my videos. I saw a couple comments saying that they wanted to know how I make my videos, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it short and sweet, so it's really simple. All the programs that I'm about to show you, I will have links in the description just so it makes it a lot easier for you to find them. So the first program I will be going over is GeForce Experience, or more specifically Shadowplay. So this is what you will get when you open up the GeForce Experience. Now obviously if you have an AMD card, this is not going to work for you. The GeForce Experience is only for Nvidia cards. But what I'm really focusing on the GeForce Experience is this right here, Shadowplay. In the description I will actually have a link to all of the cards that are able to use Shadowplay. But I'm pretty sure it's about the 600 series and up that you can use Shadowplay. And basically what it is it's a built-in recording software for GeForce Experience. Now the reason I use this program is because the FPS drop is like nothing. And it's super easy and simple to use. So as you can see, this is the actual gadget that you use, and you can see it's only in beta, which is really good. Because this program already works perfectly with my system. This program is super easy to use, and I think it actually lets you record up to 1440p and 60 FPS, which is really good. And along with that, if you go actually into Shadowplay, it gives you tons more options. So as you can see here, if you were live streaming, because you can actually live stream with this program as well, you can set up a webcam. And then you have a status indicator, and then you have an FPS counter, which I actually use the FPS counter in this program rather than, MSI Afterburner or something else. And then you have microphone options, and then a whole bunch of keyboard shortcuts. And then of course where your recordings go to. So I just have them set to a specific file right here. I just have it set to recordings. But this is the program that I use to record my gameplay, just my gameplay, nothing else. So now the next program that I'm going to show you is called Audacity. Now all this program does is record your voice. But the thing is, my microphone isn't the best and I tend to get a lot of background noise. So when I use this program, like let's just record something really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if I go silent for a little bit, right here, if I were using just a normal program, you would be able to hear the background noise right here so badly, especially with my computer. So what this program lets me do is it lets me select all of this, go to Effect, Noise Removal, Get Noise Profile, and then I can select all of it with Control A, Effect, Noise Removal, and then OK. And what this does is it takes away all of the background noise in the recording, making it to where my voice is a lot more clear and then you don't hear annoying stuff in the background like my computer fans or anything like that. So what I always do is I leave this open and I actually set my level up to about 70 on my microphone so that it takes even less background noise. So what I always do is I have this on my second monitor, so in case if I see it crash or something, I can see it rather than only having one monitor, and I can quit the recording and then boot it up again. So now that we are actually in Black Ops 2, I want to show you my game settings for when I record. So right away you're going to see that my screen resolution is at 1280 by 720. Now the reason that I play on this rather than 1920 by 1080 is because my FPS is a lot more consistent. And for me, I don't realize much of a difference at all. And then I play in full screen. This is just like which monitor is selected, which of course is my 144Hz monitor that I have selected. I play on 90 FLV, and then my shadows are at low. I have ragdoll disabled, and then just all of these, which I always show this chat. I was actually going to turn that off because I do tend to get a lot of hate, and it comes up in the videos, and it's kind of annoying, but sometimes people like say hello, and I don't want to turn that off. But anyways, on to advanced. So in advanced, my texture quality is at high because to me, texture quality is like the biggest thing in the gameplay. If you have texture quality set as like low, it just looks absolutely disgusting. Texture filtering is at low because this really doesn't make that much of a difference in the gameplay. And then I have anti to 2 just because on 720p it does kind of get pixelated, so this tends to help it a lot. And then I have FXAA turned off and ambient occlusion turned off as well. And of course I have this set to the lowest. If I could, I would turn it completely off, but you can't do that in Black Ops 2, which kind of sucks, but it's not that big of a deal. Always turn this down to low because it'll actually help your FPS, especially when you're ADSing. I turn sync every frame off because this could actually really hurt your FPS, and if you don't have a 120Hz monitor, then it'll cap it at 60 or whatever hertz your monitor is, and you can't get 120 or whatever you want to get. I set my max frames at 120 because if I set it to unlimited, I tend to get a lot of stutter and it's just really annoying. And of course draw FPS off because right here you can't see it, but on my screen I already have an FPS counter with Shadowplay. So now that I'm actually in the game, I am ready to record. So what I would do is I would press F8 on my keyboard because that's what I have it binding for Shadowplay, and then I would press record on Audacity. Now since I'm recording the gameplay and my voice individually, I have to sync it up somehow. So what I do every time before recording is I find a way to sync up the audio and the gameplay. So most of the time what I will do is before the game even starts, it'll say game starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so I will say that in Audacity and sync it up with the gameplay later on. But if the game starts and I forget to do that, a lot of the time what I will do is if I don't have a secondary, I'll just knife and I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll sync it up later on. But now if we're recording right now, so I'll just record some gameplay of me just running around because I'm in a custom game. So now that I have recorded the gameplay, now what I can do is stop recording. So now that I have stopped recording, I can go into my recordings, and as you can see right here, my gameplay is saved. So this right here is the gameplay that we just did. As you can see, this is me freaking sitting there with my knife and then shooting and all that. So now that I have my file, what I can do is I can drag this onto the desktop and sit right here. So for the third program that I use, it's Vegas Pro 13. Now this is the only program that I use out of all four of these that you actually have to pay for. Now even though it's a paid program, obviously people are going to find a way to get it free. But if we open up Vegas Pro 13, you're going to get this. So now what I simply do is I minimize, get my Black Ops 2 recording, put it in Vegas Pro, and then just wait for it to load the peaks on the audio. So now before I do any kind of editing on the video, the first thing I do is I do all of my color corrections and all of that kind of stuff. So first off, on any gameplay that you upload to YouTube whatsoever, you always need to right click on the gameplay, go to properties, and then disable resample. This makes such a huge difference in all gameplays. If you don't do this when you upload it to YouTube, the video is extremely blurry and just hurts to watch it. So that is the first thing that you always do. Now for me, all I use is color corrector and then color corrector secondary. I know a lot of people change the brightness and contrast and then their saturation and all that, but I think the game looks fine just with 2 color correctors. So what I do is I add my first color corrector, which I already have a preset saved, and I just drag and drop it onto it. And then I go to my secondary and do the same exact thing. So as you can see, this is the preview for the gameplay right here. And if I were to take away the secondary color corrector, it just looks a lot worse. And then if I put it on, it just looks a lot better. Some of the colors kind of pop out, and the shadows actually look a lot better too. So now that I've done that, I'm ready to sync up my audio with the actual gameplay. So now I minimize, go to my Audacity recording, and then just drag and drop it into Vegas. So the next thing I need to do is perfectly sync up my voice with the actual gameplay. So what I do is I find out where I knife, which is exactly right here. And then I take my voice, which I already actually cut it up and found where I was counting, which is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I sync it up with my knives. So we got to get this perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll sync it up later. So right there, as you can see, it's completely synced up with my knifing. So now the rest of the gameplay is actually synced up. So when you're done editing your video, you're ready to render it. So as you can see, I just took this little tiny clip of me just running around sniping. And then what you're going to want to do is go to File, Render As, and then I'll actually show you my settings. So right here I have a preset already. So if I go to Customize Template, these are all of my settings that I use. So I render in 1080p at 60 FPS, and then pretty much all of this stuff is default except for this right here. So this codec I actually had to download from the internet. I have no idea where I downloaded it from, but this codec right here is really, really good. The video comes out super clean and sharp even when I upload it to YouTube. And then audio is default, and then with project you always want to set this to the best. Video rendering quality always needs to be at the best. And then I press OK, and then I just render it. So now that the render is over, before you completely exit, you want to save it. So just save as, we'll just put it as test to desktop and save. And then just exit out of Vegas. So now as you can see on my desktop is the rendered file, which I just named it Untitled. Now if you go into properties, as you can see this file, even though it was only a couple seconds, is already a gigabyte. So with my gameplays that are like 7 minutes long, the file would be like 30 gigabytes long and would take like 2 days to upload. So what I use before uploading the video to YouTube is this program called Handbrake. So when you open up Handbrake, this is what you get. Now even this program is super simple and easy to use. So what you're going to want to do is go into Source, Open File, and then you're going to want to find that file that you rendered from Vegas, which is right here, and then just open it. So once it is open, as you can see, it tells you the resolution and everything like that. But more importantly, what you want to do is go to Video. So as you can see, these are all of your video settings. So what I do is I set my constant frame rate to 60 FPS. I keep the video codec, and then I always turn this to lossless. This makes it to where you don't lose any quality, but the file is way smaller still. And with this program, you always have to make sure that you type in a name. So let's just do test upload, and you need to make sure that you go to browse and then find a place to render it at. So I'll just click on the desktop, because if you don't do that, your render will be completely lost. I've done this so many times where I've done like a 20-minute render, and then when it's done, I forgot to put it on the desktop and I never find it. So then you're just going to want to press start and then just wait for it to finish. So now as you can see, it says the queue is finished, so you can just exit out of that, and here is your file. So if we go to the file now, it's only 32 megabytes, which is absolutely nothing. I also forgot to mention that I use Photoshop for my thumbnails. So just to go over it really quickly, if we open up Photoshop, you will get this right away. So the thumbnails on YouTube are at 1280 by 720, and I just put my resolution at 300 so it comes out super clean. So you just make a new one, and then right here, as you can see, this is your working space for it. So say if I were just to take a brush tool and, I don't know, do something like that. And then what you want to do is go to File and Save for Web and Devices. This can help with quality dramatically. A lot of the time if you're making a banner and don't save with this method, it'll come out super blurry and just disgusting. So Save for Web and Devices. This will come up, just press save, and then go to the desktop. We'll put this as test thumbnail right there. Save it, and then you are done. So as you can see, here is our thumbnail. It's absolutely disgusting, but right now you are completely ready to upload. So now what you're going to want to do is open up whatever browser you use. And if you guys are wondering why my Chrome looks like this, it's because I actually have an add-on that makes it black, so I'm not staring at a super bright white screen all day. It just helps with eye strain and stuff like that. But anyways, what you are going to do is go to upload, and right here, as you can see, you have all of the options for uploading. I actually usually use schedule, just because when the video actually goes live, it's already in 1080p 60 FPS. Rather, if I do it public, right when it goes live, it's most likely going to be in 360p or something absolutely disgusting. So we're going to upload an unlisted just because I'm making this video, and you're going to select a file. So I saved it on my desktop, and it should be, where is it? You need to make sure that it's a smaller one though, which is kind of obvious. As you can see, test upload right here, and then open. So this is what it's going to look like for you. So we can rename it whatever you want, just random whatever. But right here, this is where you're going to upload your thumbnail. So if we click this, go to desktop, and then right here is our amazing thumbnail. And then just open it. And as you can see, there it is. It gives you a preview. It looks terrible. I don't even know what that is, but it works. So now you can see that the processing is at 95%. And a lot of people don't actually know this, but you can exit out of the upload if it's already at processing. So if I were to do save changes, wait for it to change, now I can leave and just wait for it to process. So now that you are done uploading it, you can go into videos. It's right here, and then you can actually, I think it's already rendered. Yep, it's already rendered in 1080p 60 FPS. And there you go. That's what the gameplay looks like. It actually came out really clean and crisp, even though YouTube takes a big percentage of the quality out of it. But yeah guys, that's every step that I take in uploading and creating my videos. Obviously it takes a lot more time than that, of course, because my videos go up to about 10 minutes and I have to record all of them and actually get the gameplay for them. But that's how I do it summarized, short and sweet. But anyways guys, if this was helpful to you, if you could thumbs it up, that would be amazing. But anyways guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and I'll see you in other videos. See you later.